probably our best chance all week. After that, from Thursday on, wow, it looks great. Great. Alex, what you talking about?
Yes, it does. And you know, you were just in Boston, 77 degrees. Minneapolis, also 77 degrees. So we've got a little twinsy situation going on right now. Minneapolis, you can see the clouds. Storms are going to be making their return to the Midwest. Minneapolis, one of those spots that needs to keep an eye out for some of those storms. Water vapor imagery showing some of that moisture in the area, that dip in the jet stream moving off towards the northeast. Here's a look at where we've got some of the wet weather already underway. You can see south of Minneapolis, we've got rain showers and thunderstorms over into parts of Wisconsin, and then some thunderstorms into northern South Dakota, even a little action into the southern part of North Dakota. Further off towards the east, there's that thunderstorm action I mentioned that's going to be heading towards Milwaukee. Much of the stuff that we're seeing right now going to be moving off to the north of Milwaukee. Chicago right now, you are pretty dry, but we've seen a few light showers on the north side of town. Thunderstorm timing through the afternoon will continue, so keep an eye out for storms. We'll be right back.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around, no more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
50 isn't 50 anymore. Join us as today celebrates Hoda's milestone.
Embrace this. Feel great about it.
If that's 50, I can't wait to get there.
From health and finances to love and family.
It doesn't get any better than this.
There's never been a better time to say, this is 50. Our special series all this week on Today on NBC.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening, then skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Hey, Super Mama.
You gotta check out this Walmart back to school event.
Okay.
A Toshiba Touch laptop, just $349.
Sounds good.
Super comfy boy socks, only $497.
Oh, I definitely need socks.
Sharpie permanent markers, only $397.
That sounds good. Wow, a 10-inch tablet with a built-in keyboard.
That sounds good.
Get to Walmart's Back to School Savings Event August 1st through 10th and save even more on Cyber Monday, August 4th. Save money, live better. Walmart.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Knows her way around a miniskirt. Can run in high heels. Must be a supermodel, right? You don't know ARP. Because AARP is making finding the career you love, no matter what your age, a real possibility. Go to aarp.org/possibilities to check out Life Reimagined for tools, support, and connections. If you don't think, I've still got it, when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Well, finally, after a weekend of no tap water for drinking, cooking, taking a bath, even brushing your teeth, people living in northwestern Ohio and southern Michigan, they've got the all clear to drink their tap water.
Finally, that was very welcome news for us. Toledo, where city officials made the announcement this morning after a weekend where people were told to stay away from the water. Now, Chris Clackham was there as the announcement was made.
Nearly 500,000 people in Toledo, Ohio woke up Monday still without water, but by mid-morning all that changed for the better.
We are lifting in conjunction with the Ohio EPA the no drink advisory. Our water is safe.
The all clear on Toledo's water came after yet more testing late Sunday, where the results were just barely better and the mayor didn't want to risk it.
Go ahead and, you might want to run the tap a little bit. The water is fine.
Monday was the third day of the crisis that erupted Saturday after city officials detected a toxin in the water supply and warned residents not to use the tap for drinking, bathing, and even cooking. Residents quickly emptied store shelves of bottled water, and water distribution sites were open throughout the area. The governor declared a state of emergency, and the National Guard was called in to begin providing tens of thousands of gallons of water.
I appreciate all the donations of water, but if it lasts any longer, it might be a problem.
A problem researchers say started when sewage from treatment plants and fertilizer from farms streamed into Lake Erie, triggering an algae bloom near an intake valve that sends water to Toledo and more than a dozen surrounding communities. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Thank you, Chris. Now, you might be asking, and I was last week, why couldn't they boil the water, like in most cases of infected water supply? Well, the people there couldn't boil because in this case, boiling would have made the toxin more concentrated and more harmful. Alex, what's the water like in Lake Michigan? Drinkable?
Well, we're actually going to focus on Lake Erie because this is where this particular toxic bloom was. First, though, we look at Chicago. Let's take a look, though, at the harmful algae bloom, where the typical location would be in this time of year. We're usually seeing things fine on the western side of the lake, the eastern side of the lake around Erie, Pennsylvania, really located right in the central part of the lake off towards the north and east of Cleveland. However, at this point, we've seen that algae bloom set up shop right in the western corner of the lake, very close to the Toledo area. So then again, getting into that water system. Why, you might ask? Why are we seeing that different location? Well, we've seen several fronts that's kept a northerly flow over the area. So you can see with those winds out of the north and east, that helps to drive that algae bloom from its typical location down towards that south and west side of the lake, closer to the Toledo area. So for the summer, or at least this part of the summer, that's what we've seen set up. As we look at the winds, as we go through tomorrow morning, you can see they are going to be pretty light, but we aren't noticing that northeasterly component. So we like to see things out of the southwest, the west. That's good news. Maybe drive that back away. Of course, they're not going to be overly gusty, around 3 to 6 miles an hour, if not calm for the most part. But again, without that northeasterly component, Dave, that's good news for the Toledo area. And I think for them, they got the greatest news of all when they found out they could use the water again, because it's one of those things you don't realize how much you use it until you can't.
I know. You don't have water, you're like thrown back to third world. Well, it was a quiet start to the tropical season, but the quiet is over. Coming up, 3 big storms to talk about, 2 of them headed for the same area and are only days apart from each other. We'll have that story after this.
There. Hot stuff.
Not turning the thermostat down.
That's not what I was doing. I was just having fun. Come here. Nice and tight. Atta girl. Daddy. There's a sweet spot. Hold on. That didn't happen in practice.
There's a better way. Mitsubishi Electric Systems give you the temperature you want in any room with no ductwork and lower energy bills. Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. Live better. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com.
Introducing the new fruit smoothies from Nutrisystem. Plus, get started now with Fast 5. Lose 5 pounds in your first week or your money back. Guaranteed. And it's free.
I'm Corey, and I've lost 40.5 pounds. I lost 30 pounds with Nutrisystem, and I feel great.
You can eat the foods you love and still lose weight. Fast 5 includes Energizing shakes to boost your metabolism and Craving Crusher shakes to crush your cravings. Call now and get a full month's supply of Nutrisystem for less than $12 a day.
The food comes to your house. You don't have to do anything.
Order your 28-day My Way plan and we'll rush you the Fast 5 free. Lose 5 pounds in your first week or your money back. Guaranteed. Fast 5 includes Energizing and Craving Crusher shakes. Plus, you'll also get a week of our new fruit smoothies absolutely free. You get it all for one low price. Call in the next 4 minutes and get the all-new fruit smoothies free.
I'm 70 pounds smaller, and I love it.
35 pounds? Gone.
Call now and lose your first 5 pounds free.
This summer, save your Monday nights. The Coast Guard is back.
Look off to your starboard side.
And you can only find them on the Weather Channel. Woo! Tonight at 9.
Oh, God.
Did you know a 10-second test could help your business avoid hours of delay caused by slow internet from the phone company? That's enough time to record a memo.
Idea for sales giveaway.
Return a call. Sign a contract. Pick a tie. Take a break with Mr. Duck. Practice up for the business trip. Fly to Florida. Win an award. Close a deal. Hire an intern. And still have time to spare.
Go to ComcastBusiness.com/check-your-speed. If we can't offer faster speeds or save you money, we'll give you $150. Comcast Business. Built for business.
I'm Michael Marino. After I was diagnosed with autism as a kid, my parents and the Dan Marino Foundation created this comprehensive treatment center for autism, and we've helped thousands of families. Today, the foundation has embarked on a new project, Marino Campus. Marino Campus will be preparing young adults with autism for meaningful careers and lifelong independence. Become a life changer. Please text DMF13 to 80888 to give $10.
For 6.
Premier Bath is the best gift I ever gave to myself.
Weather Geeks. Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Nationwide Insurance.
Nationwide is on your side.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening, then skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Reconnaissance flights continue to fly in and out of Hurricane Bertha off the East Coast, and 2 other reconnaissance planes are planning on flying into tomorrow evening. Oh, it's off the screen. We've got a hurricane. Oh, it's this one, Hurricane Iselle. They're going to be flying to Long Beach this afternoon and then Hawaii tomorrow. They're going to start flying into Iselle because Iselle could affect Hawaii. Let's get into Bertha first on the Atlantic side, then work our way west, all right? Good to see you, my friend. I'm Dave Schwartz, your 20 after tropical update. Bertha now still a minimal hurricane, 80-mile-an-hour winds. They're still flying through here. They found a pressure here just this past hour, a little bit higher than that. So it doesn't appear as if this is strengthening, and if anything, it looks like it might be non-strengthening. Where's the center of the circulation? Well, you know, they flew in here and they said, well, here's the eye. It's 24 miles wide, but it's open. The north side of it, the south side, it's broken. It's not like a clear eye wall, that kind of thing. And we're seeing outflow boundary from showers here on the north side. See that stuff heading toward the northwest, indicating that some dry air is getting in here. So this is a hurricane that's really struggling. And now it's been drawn northward. Notice the jet stream that's brought all the cool air in recent weeks to the middle of the country and the east. Well, that's dropped southward too. All these clouds are moving northeastward quickly. That's what's going to happen to Bertha too. So it's offshore of Florida, but it's not forecast to get much closer to shore than it is. At this point, the main threat is going to be at the beach, and it's going to be rip currents. There's a moderate threat of rip currents from the Carolina beaches northward to the mid-Atlantic. And then by Friday, we expect Bertha to be south of Greenland. Okay, so no direct effects from Bertha. Now to the Pacific. Look at that. Hurricane Iselle, look at that eye. You talk about an eye of a hurricane. That is nasty. That is a strong Category 4 hurricane, 140-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Here is Hawaii, and here's the forecast track. Hello, Friday. Thursday night and Friday, we could be feeling the impacts here on the Big Island and maybe Honolulu on Friday or Friday night. Tropical storm Julio in behind that, just 45-mile-an-hour sustained winds. But look at this. Where's it headed? Hawaii, right there. Early next week, forecast to be also a hurricane, and it could be a strong hurricane. It's riding the northern edge of some warm water. The track will determine how strong or how weak they end up being. And finally, in the Pacific Ocean, it's Typhoon Halong. You talk about a tropical update. Wow, there is some action out there. Be safe on the East Coast beaches. Otherwise, we're cool. Alex, back to you.
All right, Dave, not so cool in Dallas, Texas right now, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. That is hot. That was your Paris Hilton moment for the day. Thank you, Dave. Heat is on for the southern plains. That's hot indeed. Let's talk about just how high those temperatures are going to be climbing for this part of the country. T-shirts, tank tops, that's what you need. Dallas, your average high is 97 today and tomorrow. Below the mark. Wednesday, right on the money. Thursday, we are shooting for triple digits. Right now, low 90s, Memphis, Jackson, Birmingham, upper 80s in Oklahoma City, Dallas, San Antonio's at 91, New Orleans 80 degrees. We've got that area of, or the upper level high pressure. That's an area of heat underneath that ridge, that jet stream well off towards the north. So this is where the heat is going to be concentrated into late week. Today's highs in the low to mid 90s for many spots. Tomorrow we'll up the ante a bit, mid and upper 90s for places like San Angelo, Dallas, Little Rock. Wednesday, you notice those highs in the mid 90s for Oklahoma City and Wichita, upper 90s, Amarillo, Dallas, triple digits in San Angelo. And we've got a slow warming headed your way into parts of the southeast, maybe not quite as drastic, but the cooler air through the early part of the week will be replaced by some warmer temperatures midweek as that jet stream begins to retreat off towards the north. So you will notice those temperatures on the increase as we get to, say, Wednesday. Today, 84 in Charlotte, 88 in Atlanta. Tomorrow, we're going to go low 90s for the ATL, mid 90s, Memphis and Nashville. Dave?
Alex? Well, the western part of the country needed rain, but not like this. A devastating downpour that became too much too quickly. An update on the deadly mudslide in California and who else is on flood alert in the west.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
We're the names you know in the places you want to be, where you can explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. Save up to 25% and earn bonus points when you book at WyndhamRewards.com.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building. Turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Type 2 diabetes affects millions of us, and for many, it's a struggle to keep your A1C down. So imagine, what if there was a new class of medicine that works differently to lower blood sugar? Imagine loving your numbers. Introducing Once Daily Invokana. It's the first of a new kind of prescription medicine that's used along with diet and exercise to lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. Invokana is a once-daily pill that works around the clock to help lower A1C. Here's how. The kidneys allow sugar to be absorbed back into the body. Invokana reduces the amount of sugar allowed back in and sends some sugar out through the process of urination. And while it's not for weight loss, it may help you lose some weight. Invokana can cause important side effects, including dehydration, which may cause some people to have loss of body water and salt. This may also cause you to feel dizzy, faint, lightheaded, or weak, especially when you stand up. Other side effects may include kidney problems, genital yeast infections, urinary tract infections, changes in urination, high potassium in the blood, or increases in cholesterol. Do not take Invokana if you have severe kidney problems or are on dialysis, or if allergic to Invokana or its ingredients. Symptoms of allergic reaction may include rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. If you experience any of these symptoms, stop taking Invokana and call your doctor right away, or go to the nearest hospital. Tell your doctor about any medical conditions, medications you are taking, and if you have kidney or liver problems. Using Invokana with the sulfonylurea or insulin may increase risk of low blood sugar. It's time. Lower your blood sugar with Invokana. Imagine loving your numbers. Ask your doctor about Invokana.
50 isn't 50 anymore. Join us as today celebrates Hoda's milestone. Embrace this. Feel great about it.
If that's 50, I can't wait to get there.
From health and finances to love and family. It doesn't get any better than this. There's never been a better time to say, this is 50. Our special series all this week on Today on NBC.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening, then skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a Hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, the Atlantic now has its second hurricane of the season. Bertha strengthened into a Category 1 earlier today. It continues to move towards the East Coast, but the track forecast does keep it more than 200 miles off the coast of the Carolinas. So that is some good news for maybe any August vacation plans you got. The last time the first two named storms both reached hurricane strength, that was back in 1992. So over 20 years ago, Hurricanes Andrew and Bonnie, both hurricanes.
I seem to remember those.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz. Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We want to get an in-depth look at a surge in activity in the tropics, not just the Atlantic.
That's right. Senior hurricane specialist Brian Norcross shows us the very unusual developments off to the horizon of Hawaii. Brian.
Off to the east, we have very bizarrely two storms. Later on in this half hour, I'm going to show you the historical tracks. We have two storms, both heading in the direction of Hawaii. I've never seen that before, and actually there's nothing quite like it in the record book, even though some storms do come from that general direction. All right, first of all, let's get to Iselle. This is Hurricane Iselle, spectacularly strong hurricane, 140 miles per hour. Now, this is the 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time advisory from the National Hurricane Center. And the only way we have to get measurements out there for this storm so far is by satellite estimates. And we'll look at that satellite picture in just a second. I wouldn't be surprised to see that number go up with the next advisory coming up at 5 o'clock Eastern. The pressure was estimated at 947 millibars and moving to the west fairly slowly at 10 miles an hour in the general direction of Hawaii. And it's about 1,250 miles or so to the east of Hilo at the moment. So it's got a long way to go. Now look at the satellite. So this is the way that we get these estimates is the folks at NOAA take a look at it, say when we see storms that look like that, then we estimate the wind to be a certain strength. So they put out these estimates. They're actually in things called T numbers with on a scale called the Dvorak scale. And so I wouldn't be surprised, as I say, looking at this, this is called an annular hurricane. When it is very round like that, has a spectacularly perfectly round eye, kind of like a donut. And when storms get like that into that mode, they tend to stay stronger longer. So I kind of think that we're going to see some upward movement on the estimates on the current wind speed and on the eventual wind speed and the forecast, at least in the short term here as it moves to the west. But it's got a long way to go. Look at it on the visible satellite picture. This is like a photograph from space, and it is just about as perfect a system as Mother Nature makes that we ever see out there. Spectacularly strong hurricane Iselle. Now, where is it going and what is the estimate? So this is the forecast, remember, as of 11 a.m. The Hurricane Center estimating that a weakening trend would start pretty soon and down to 125 miles per hour by tomorrow morning and then down to 90 miles per hour by Wednesday morning. But with the look of it, I wouldn't be surprised to see those forecast estimates increase a little bit in spite of slightly unfavorable conditions out in front. And then it gets in the vicinity of the Hawaiian Islands on Friday and Saturday, and you see estimates are that it's down to tropical storm range, 60 miles per hour, maybe a little stronger in the neighborhood of the Big Island, and then dropping off as it moves in the vicinity of the Hawaiian Islands. Now, let's talk about the other storm, Julio, and then I want to talk about these together. There you see Julio on the satellite, nowhere near as well formed. It's not a hurricane yet, according to the satellite estimates. 45-mile-an-hour tropical storm, that's it. But it is also forecast to intensify as it moves on off to the west. And here we see a stronger storm pushing in toward the Hawaiian Islands. And look at the two of them together. So what's causing them to weaken in the thinking of the Hurricane Center? One is this cooler water out ahead. And the other big question is when Iselle moves toward Hawaii, it's going to stir up the water here and make it cooler. Does Julio stay to the south of that, or does it go over that cooler track? So these two things might interact in that sense. But according to the models, and look at the models here, we have two for you, one yellow and one blue. And watch as they go as we go through tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. And then on to the weekend, we see Julio coming up here. And notice that Julio, on both of them, the way you know the strength there is you count the number of lines in like 2 inches on your TV screen. Both of them has a decently strong, fairly strong storm in the vicinity of the Hawaiian Islands on Sunday. So the point is about Thursday, Iselle's affecting the islands. Thinking is as a tropical storm, but we'll see what the new advisories say. And Sunday-ish, Julio affecting the islands. Very unusual. More in the tropical update coming up at 50 after. See that.
Thank you so much, Brian. We are going to take you now to Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. You can see not the picture-perfect day at the beach maybe you were planning for. We've got to talk about a lot of storms across the southeast now, and also we'll continue to watch for those through the late part of the week. Look at the last 7 days. It's kind of been a washout into parts of eastern North Carolina. 5 to 8 inches around the Wilmington area. Also, as you head up towards the Outer Banks, 3 to 5 inches anywhere you see the yellow. Even down near Charleston has been a hot spot. Greenville into the upstate up towards, say, the Rutherfordton area. It's been a soaker there over the past week. Flood watches continue for parts of coastal South Carolina and much of eastern North Carolina, Myrtle Beach up past to the north of New Bern. Right now, we've got much of the action offshore, but still along the Outer Banks, we are seeing some rain showers. Wilmington, you've seen some. Myrtle Beach, you are kind of sandwiched between some areas of rain showers and thunderstorms. More rain off the coast of Georgia. Not a great day to be out there on the boat. And down into parts of Florida, it has been a gully washer. Around Naples, in 1 hour, they saw over 4 inches, and you can see that heavy rain continues for them. We'll have to watch for more scattered rain and storms, Dave, through the week.
Wow, 4 inches in an hour. Well, now to a very serious situation in the west, in California. Relentless rain sent mud and debris flowing down a mountain. The National Weather Service said the storms dumped as much as 3.5 inches of rain to the mountain area above Oak Glen. Now, you can see how extensive the damage is and how fast the mud and debris came, burying vehicles right where they stood. First responders are still searching for people in need of rescue, while the cleanup is just beginning.
Heavy downpours in the area caused the roadways to be completely blocked by heavy debris, mud, rocks, boulders, basically splitting the town in half.
So far, there are reports that 1 person has died. Thankfully, there's no rain in the forecast there. But this monsoon is really going gangbusters, you know. Montrose, Colorado now, the rain is coming down hard. Idaho Falls, the rain is coming down. Where else is it raining? Ely, Nevada, it's raining. So heads up again. Flood watches in effect Idaho to New Mexico. That's for the rest of today. We have an upper level low that's spinning right here. You can see that one. And I'll tell you, out here in northwest Arizona and into Utah, we could see some thunderstorms with some damaging winds once again. Okay? So heads up for that. Watch out for flash flooding. Even if the storm's over there, you could have a flash flood come right through here. If up there's the mountains and down here is the valley. So be careful, will you? The atmosphere is juiced. Dew point temperatures in the upper 60s, Tucson and Phoenix. Though above that, it's drier, and we expect, well, a better chance Tucson for rain than Phoenix. We just may stay dry here in Maricopa County. Las Vegas with some showers. Flood watches in effect there. Boy, Albuquerque's had the flooding here lately. Dry in Los Angeles, dry in San Diego, and we expect that to continue. But a shower up in the mountains, Mount Wilson, possible. Lake Arrowhead, possible. Here we are in Albuquerque and west on Interstate 40. Scattered gully washers is the story here. Be careful. Camping, hiking, driving, walking, whatever. The moist air is here off of the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean as well. Jet stream disturbances coming over the top could cause some severe weather on the east side of this moist air mass. And if they pop later on, we'll let you know. Up next, we've got your local on the 8th. Will you stay with us? Excellent.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening, then skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Super Mama. You gotta check out this Walmart back to school event. Okay.
A Toshiba Touch laptop, just $349.
Sounds good.
Super comfy boy socks, only $497.
Oh, I definitely need socks.
Sharpie permanent markers, only $397.
That sounds good. Wow. A 10-inch tablet with a built-in keyboard.
That sounds good.
Get to Walmart's Back to School Savings Event August 1st through 10th and save even more on Cyber Monday, August 4th. Save money, live better. Walmart.
It's summer, so let's grab our co-pilots and co-create some adventures. This week at Petco, we have thousands of items on sale. Plus, earn 5% back with Tiles Rewards. Make this summer one to remember. Petco.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious. What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Do you have questions about Medicare? Are you new to Medicare? Are you wondering about your choices? With over 30 years of Medicare experience, United Healthcare Medicare Solutions can help. Call now to learn more about plans available to you, including AARP Medicare plans, or to get this free Medicare Made Clear answer guide. It was created to help make the different parts of Medicare easier to understand. Medicare has two main parts, Parts A and B, to help cover a lot of your expenses, like hospital care and doctor visits. But they still won't cover all of your costs. United Healthcare has the information you need to help you be better prepared when making Medicare decisions. So call toll-free now or visit us online. Are you looking for something nice and easy, like a single plan that combines Medicare Parts A and B with medical and drug coverage? Well, a Medicare Advantage plan can give you doctor, hospital, and prescription drug coverage all in one plan. Maybe you'd like help paying for your prescriptions. Consider a Part D prescription drug plan. These plans can help reduce the cost of your prescription drugs. Call now to learn more about what United Healthcare offers, like AARP Medicare plans. We'll send you Medicare Made Clear free. One of the many ways United Healthcare can help guide you through your Medicare choices. If you or someone you love is new to Medicare, retiring, losing employers' retiree health benefits, or simply looking for answers to Medicare questions, like what's the difference between Parts A, B, C, and D, call toll-free now or visit us online and download your guide free at answerstomedicare.com/TV. It's full of useful information to help you understand your Medicare choices, and it's only from United Healthcare Medicare Solutions. Call right now or visit us online.
It's been almost 25 years since Hurricane Hugo, before you were born. It made landfall in the U.S. as a powerful Category 4. This was in Charleston, South Carolina.
I've got family in Georgetown, so they remember Hugo very well. But, you know, before landfall, Hugo was a Category 5 that nearly took down a NOAA Hurricane Hunter plane as it flew into the eye.
Now, we recently visited with 3 members of the crew that was on that plane at the time, and they barely escaped disaster.
I'm Jeff Masters. I was the flight director, also called the flight meteorologist on the Hurricane Hugo flight.
Jeff,
hey,
Jeff. Good to see you, Alan. Good to see you. My name is Jim McFadden. I'm the manager of the heavy aircraft during the hurricane season.
Let's go take a look inside the plane. I haven't seen it for all these years.
My name is Alan Goldstein. I was an electronics engineer on the Hugo flight.
This is the plane. It's still here, still flying.
We caught it at exactly the wrong moment. We were the first plane in, and we caught it at the only 6-hour period it was a Cat 5. Incredibly bad timing. I thought that it was okay to go into Hugo at 1,500 feet.
And I took one look at the radar image and said to myself, no, we do not want to do this. That headset was not available for me to announce to the crew, let's break this off.
As soon as we hit the eye wall, we knew we were in trouble.
I was very worried. I was saying my goodbyes, saying a little prayer,
and we hit 7 seconds of the most incredible turbulence anyone had ever experienced and survived in a hurricane hunter flight.
And then we started getting a lot of side-to-side turbulence.
I started praying. I felt, this is what it's like to be in the war and people shooting at you. This could be my final moments.
During the course of flying through the eye wall, the number 3 engine had a problem with fuel, and we had to shut it down. So here we're in the eye with only 3 engines running. The pilot is struggling to keep the plane under control.
We were 800 feet in the eye of a Category 5 hurricane. We barely made it in on 4 engines. We only had 3 now, maybe going to go down to 2. We were going to have a lot of trouble getting home. But the pilot pulled us over a little bit harder into a really ferocious bank angle to keep us, inside the eye. And then we finished that turn, and then we were able to level out inside the eye after that.
We spent an hour and a half in the eye circling, burning fuel, so we could get light enough and high enough.
So we climbed up and went out about, I think, 9,000 feet, thereabouts. Fairly soft spot that I understand the Air Force found for us.
Certainly the most intense experience of my life.
Tough on the body, tough on the psyche. And when it all comes to rest, and you're very thankful that it's over.
I'm not a flyer. My hands.
I'm not that kind of a flyer.
No, oh my gosh. Well, you may have noticed that one of the members of that crew was Dr. Jeff Masters.
And he's a member of the Weather Channel team and co-founder of Weather Underground.
And much, much braver than me.
And me.
All right, time for the top 5. Let's do
go.
it. We got to take a look at some amazing weather videos from around the world. They missed a skip. We had even a choreographed skip next time.
Okay, here we go. Top 5 videos. Number 5. California's Klamath National Forest. Now, they closed a road and threatened the Union Pacific Railway. That was this fire. This footage was shot from the Amtrak train going through the area yesterday. Look at that.
Doesn't that look like
some
like a movie?
Post-apocalyptic setting, right?
Agree. Ugh. All that smoke just got to me.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, palms sway as winds go wild in the British Virgin Islands as Bertha, at that point a tropical storm, hit the island yesterday. Bertha, of course, now hurricane.
A hurricane, right. Number 3, thunderstorms brought flooding and thick debris to Forest Falls, California. Look at that.
Wow.
Vehicles buried in the mud. Campsite areas were blocked, stranding hundreds of campers Sunday morning.
You hope that car was abandoned. I'm sure at this point we know it was.
Right.
But man, what a scary thing. More thunderstorms in western Arizona take number 2. A powerful monsoon slammed Lake Havasu City, Arizona, where the rain came so hard, trees snapped, power lines went down, and dry washes turned to floodwaters. Also, I think some gusty winds aided in that.
And number 1 video, a waterspout came ashore in Turkey over the weekend. Hitting waterfront buildings, dramatic video shows the roof of a building being severely damaged and debris rising into the air.
Wow, take a look at that.
Yeah, in Turkey.
Well, you can upload your videos anytime at weather.com/photos. We'd love to see them.
Perfect. Up next on the Weather Channel, we've got Brian Norcross and a look at the tropics.
Right.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?" "Yeah. I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief." "Really? And that's it?"
This is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
Let's tackle this with a splash of style. Let's do modest budget, major makeover. Then enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, these vanities start at just $189.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. this afternoon. Scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening, then skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Lemonberry, you're my son.
No, Daddy.
Ooh, that turned.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like Blue Raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
Time for a shakecation. It's the summer of shakes. Head to the Sonic nearest you.
Lily, she pretty much lives in her favorite princess dress. But once a week, I let her play sheriff so I can wash it. I use Tide to get out those week-old stains and Downy to get it fresh and soft.
You are free to go.
Tide and Downy together.
Right on cue.
It's more than just a meal. It's Meow Mix Mealtime. With 100% complete and balanced nutrition and the taste, textures, and variety cats love. It's the only one cats ask for by name.
The first time I heard the word grandma, what? At my age? No way. But then you hold them in your arms, oh, and everything changes. This is my first grandchild, Steven, and I want to be a part of his life for a long, long time. But you can't take care of your family until you take care of yourself.
And now with Fast 5 from Nutrisystem, you can lose weight fast. Lose 5 pounds your first week or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem helps me do just that. I lost 50 pounds, and I feel great.
Order your 28-day My Weight plan right now, and we'll rush you the Fast 5 free. You'll get 1 week of fantastic energizing shakes to rev your metabolism, 1 week of delicious Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings, plus 1 week of meals absolutely free.
Grandma? Yeah, I can own that. I'm a grandma. Don't wait.
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Life happened. Stress, fun, bad habits, kids. Now what? Not milk, not sheep, not that. Let's think smarter. Let's get some science in here. Let's build a bed.
Another bed?
No, a smarter bed. An entirely new Sleep Number bed that tracks your movement, your heartbeat, your breathing. Sensors working directly with the dual air chambers. Yeah, you need the air chambers. Introducing the Sleep Number bed, now with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep patterns and tells you how to adjust for a good night's sleep, a better night, and an awesome night. So what Sleep Number adjustments make the difference? Try cranking it up. Adjust it down, a little bubbly, or nix the late night flicks. Wait, you'll know what works because Sleep IQ technology tells you. And all you have to do is sleep, which is easy. Only at a Sleep Number store, mattresses with Sleep IQ start at just $999.98 because everyone deserves a great night's sleep. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Pet parents have counted on us. So call or order online at 1-800-PetMeds.com today.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
It's 53 minutes after the hour. Time for your tropical update, and we have got a lot going on. Mother Nature is very, very busy in the tropics. Let's get right to it and take an overview here of the tropics that affect the U.S. Then there's actually more in the Western Pacific. First of all, of course, Hurricane Bertha off of Florida and the Bahamas offshore. We'll look at that in detail. Then we have this double threat here, very, very bizarre and unusual. 2 significant storms heading in the direction of Hawaii, and then tropical Tropical Depression Genevieve has moved on by Hawaii, is not a threat to anybody. And then, as I said, there's a typhoon over on the other side of the Pacific we'll look at. All right, here's Bertha. Last estimate, 11 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center. 80-mile-per-hour winds was the estimate at that time. Bertha kind of put on a burst of organization and strength this morning, and the winds went up to 80 miles an hour, and the pressure went down to 998 millibars. Since then, the satellite picture is not as impressive, and the hurricane hunters out there have measured a little higher pressure, so we'll see what the update is at 5 o'clock. But there's the track. The National Hurricane Center thinking it'll stay well off the North Carolina coast and to the west of Bermuda, kind of threading the needle between the two. Newfoundland in Canada has some threat there. The thinking is the storm will just slowly weaken as it moves on off to the north, again, well offshore, but watch yourself along the east coast beaches. Here's why it's expected to weaken. Here's our wind shear graphic. Wind shear showing where the upper level winds are going to be unfavorable. And you see in the area where it is right now, it's just a little bit unfavorable. Blue is kind of favorable, pink is unfavorable, and then where you see these lines, that becomes very unfavorable. So slightly unfavorable where it is right now. That's why it's not strengthening in a big way. And remember, it's forecast to move up this way into these very strong high wind shear values, and therefore weakening is eventually expected. Okay, off to the Pacific we go, where we have this very strong Hurricane Iselle and a tropical storm Julio that's also expected to be a hurricane, both moving very strangely right behind each other in the direction of Hawaii. I'm not saying they're going to hit Hawaii. That's just the direction they're moving right now, and it is indeed a threat. Iselle, a Category 4 hurricane, and Julio, still a tropical storm. Now, the thing to notice here, these are the ocean temperatures, the water temperatures, and there you see where the 70s are, where the blues are, and down here is where the real warm water is. So it's right on the fringe of the warm and the cool. So exactly how much warm water it stays over, that remains to be seen. But right now, the Iselle is just an incredibly strong storm. We'll look at more on that in a second. How unusual is this? Well, you see, a lot of storms have moved. This goes back to 1950. A lot of storms have moved in the direction of Hawaii from that direction, from the east to the west. But when we go close up here on the state, look at the strength of the storms. The yellows here are just tropical depressions. So they're, just kind of garden variety tropical systems moving by. The oranges are tropical storms. And look, there are no hurricanes that have hit these islands in Hawaii from Oahu over to the Big Island. And this is Iniki in 1992 that clobbered Kauai over here. So if either of these storms gets there as a hurricane, it will be unprecedented. It gets to the Big Island as a hurricane, it will be unprecedented in the record book going back to 1950. Again, Iniki stands out as the very unusual storm there. Now, off to the other side of the Pacific we go, and here's a typhoon. This is called Halong. Here's Guam, so it's kind of between China and Guam now, and it is forecast to move on off to the north. So Japan is indeed threatened by this storm as we go here through the next few days. Keep an eye on that. Okay, and back to you in studio.
I love Brian's hurricane updates.
You were riveted. Always at the edge of your seat, and really good stuff too.
Yeah, wonderful things to learn. Hey, this is an active week for weather, and we are on top of it.
We of course have all that storminess in the tropics, and we'll tell you about the storms that could cause problems here on the mainland.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening, then skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, this is going to be one wild week of tracking the tropics.
For the first time in more than 20 years, the first two named storms in the Atlantic have both grown into hurricanes. And luckily, Bertha won't take the same track as Arthur 1 month ago, but East Coast beachgoers do need to be extra careful. I'm going to get that on the third go.
And the East Coast beasties also need to be careful.
That's right, exactly.
Yes. It also looks like there's a waiting list for storms now tracking the direction of Hawaii. Look at those. Brian Norcross gives us in-depth analysis on this very rare phenomenon.
Plus, wild storms in the west. Wicked winds, flooding rains will track the dangers across California and the Southwest.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. How'd I do?
It was great.
Thank you.
We missed you on Friday. We needed that. I needed to get back in there.
It's good to be back. Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We've got some pictures of flash flooding in Florida from today. In fact, it's happening really right now. Residents in Naples were surprised with more than 5 inches of rain since the late morning. That's according to the Naples airport. Roads are flooded, travel's dangerous. And Dave, we were talking about it. In 1 hour, they saw over 4 inches.
Right. And then since then, 1.76 inches this past hour.
It has been... Would you even call it pouring? I don't even know what you call that.
It's beyond that, isn't it?
It's a deluge. Well,
now it's time to head from Florida in the tropics offshore. And for an in-depth look at the 2 hurricanes and more that we need to watch in the tropics.
We want to get a senior hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross, with all that, starting with Hurricane Bertha.
Alex and Dave, Bertha is offshore of Florida, and it has been extraordinarily rainy in Florida. And part of that system that's making the rain in Florida is what's keeping Bertha offshore. We'll look at that here in just a second. All right, take a look now at the numbers on Bertha. Here's the latest advisory as of 11 o'clock this morning from the National Hurricane Center. Because it's offshore and there are no watches and warnings, we only get the advisories every 6 hours now. And they were estimating at that time 80-mile-an-hour peak winds in this circulation. But at 11 o'clock this morning, it was a better-looking storm on the satellite than it is now. And the pressure was estimated then 998. It seems, based on the hurricane hunters, the pressure may have gone up a little bit. But again, awaiting the new advisory at 5 o'clock this afternoon and moving to the north, staying well offshore, moving away from the Bahamas at 17 miles per hour. Here's the satellite, and if you were to look at that, you would say maybe that's a tropical storm, maybe that's a tropical depression. It just doesn't look like much. Even when you look close up on it here, it's just a bunch of different blobs, and it's really hard to make out the center. The circulation is in there somewhere, but obviously there's a lot of dry air out in here where you see the clear sky there on the satellite. Here on the water vapor, where we can look at the moisture in the middle and upper levels of the atmosphere, we see 2 things. First of all, we see a pretty good bundle of moisture. It actually looks a little better on this view, of a circular round view. And we also see flow coming out of the system at the higher levels of the atmosphere. That's generally a sign of a storm that's on the stronger side. In other words, not a tropical depression. A little wider view, and we can see that moist flow here coming from the southwest. It's part of a big dip in the jet stream here, and that's actually what got Naples with the water rescues going on there in Naples this afternoon because of the deluge, just a storm in that flow. Now, you see that flow there. Now, look what the models do with the forecast of Bertha. You see they move it to the north, and then they get it caught in that flow and drive it on off up to the northeast. National Hurricane Center's analysis of all that has it just a little bit different, but keeping it well offshore of North Carolina, keeping the intensity about the same at 80 miles an hour here into tomorrow, and then starting a slow weakening trend as it gets caught in that flow and just wings Newfoundland here in the Hurricane Center forecast. They're indicating that would be on Thursday morning. So Bertha, not a threat to the U.S. in terms of any kind of wind. The only thing to be a little concerned about are the waves. Look offshore. We have 5 to 8 foot waves here, 2 to 5 feet there, and that's moving on offshore. So watch yourself. Planning any beaches. Of course, a lot of folks at the beach this weekend. Just rip currents and strong currents out there in general and big waves. Off to the Pacific, here's Hurricane Isel. We're going to talk a lot about this at the bottom of the hour. Category 4 is the estimate as of 11 o'clock Eastern time, and maybe even stronger than that. And Julio here, both heading in the direction, general direction of Hawaii. And we'll talk all about that coming up at the half hour. We'll see you then. Alex and Dave.
Thank you, Brian. Now it's time to head up the East Coast to Boston. Now we got a partly cloudy day going on. It's actually pretty pleasant. Low 80s inland, upper 70s right along the coast and out on Cape Cod. So a lovely way to start off the beach if you happen to have the day off, or even if you don't. Here's our computer forecast for showers possible here in southern New England. And you can see isolated at worst. Best chance out here in western and central Massachusetts. Air mass a little more moist out here than it is further east toward Boston and the Cape. We do have a few showers popping up. Otherwise, it's a gorgeous day here in upstate New York. Across the southern tier, central New York, just great. Rome, Utica, lovely. Few showers around Buffalo. And notice the showers up here in Canada. We've got a cold front that really means something, and that's going to be moving through here Wednesday and Wednesday night. So we'll have actually an increasing chance of showers by midweek. After that, it looks like it's high pressure and smooth sailing right through the weekend. So here are showers, and they'll be peppering New York State and parts of New England, northeastern Pennsylvania tonight and tomorrow. For the most part, though, they'll be done by about 11 o'clock, but then they'll fire up in the afternoon heating tomorrow. So here we go. We have our jet stream. We've got the cold front by tomorrow heading toward the Great Lakes, the eastern Great Lakes. There'll be showers up here further west, New York State and Pennsylvania this time. And then on Wednesday, we expect the rain to reach the east coast as the cold front gets closer to us. Best chance of rain at Boston will be Wednesday of this entire week. After that, this all clears out and we're looking good. Hey, speaking of looking good, I see Alex Wilson on the horizon.
Oh, shucks. Right back at you. And you know what else we're looking at that's not looking bad? Minneapolis. Mostly cloudy skies there. Temperatures in the low 80s, but much of the rain and thunderstorm activity is not in your area right now. That's not to say you're not going to get any of it. In fact, you got to be on alert through midweek all across the Midwest for the chance of rain showers and thunderstorms. Let's see where the action is right now. We've seen some of those thunderstorms working through parts of the Dakotas. You can see the water vapor imagery showing some of the areas of thunderstorms also through parts of Wisconsin and southern Minnesota off to the south of Minneapolis. There's a look at some of the heavy rain through northern sections of South Dakota. We've got heavy rain really going to go right between Green Bay and Milwaukee as it pushes off towards the east. North side of Milwaukee, we'll see some heavy showers. We've also seen some rain showers begin to fire on the north side of Chicago. Now, as we go through the rest of today, you got to be on the lookout for thunderstorms all across this region. By the overnight, things working into Illinois and Indiana. We'll be right back after your local on the 8s.
It's always the same dilemma. Who gets the Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check?
Rock beats scissors.
Wife beats rock.
And with 2 checks a year, everyone wins.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely only from Allstate. Call 877-218-2500 now.
Zach really loves his new camera. Problem is, this isn't Zach. It's a friend of a friend who was at Zach's party and stole his camera. But Zach's got it covered with Allstate Renters Insurance.
Protect your valuables for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 877-218-2500 now.
What are you doing?
We're switching car insurance.
Why?
Because these guys are the cheapest.
Why?
Good question. Because a cut rate price could mean cut rate protection.
You should listen to this guy.
With Allstate, you get great protection, a great price, plus an agent, and safe drivers can save up to 45%. Call now and see how much you can save.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call an Allstate agent and get a quote now.
50 isn't 50 anymore. Join us as today celebrates Hoda's milestone.
Embrace this. Feel great about it.
If that's 50, I can't wait to get there.
From health and finances to love and family.
It doesn't get any better than this.
There's never been a better time to say, this is 50. Our special series all this week on Today on NBC.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain, 90%. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain, 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks. Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age? Who cares?
Hey, Super Mama. You gotta check out this Walmart back-to-school event. Okay. A Toshiba Touch laptop, just $349. Sounds good. Super comfy boy socks, only $497.
Oh, I definitely need socks.
Sharpie permanent markers, only $397.
That sounds good. Wow. A 10-inch tablet with a built-in keyboard.
That sounds good.
Get to Walmart's back-to-school savings event August 1st through 10th and save even more on Cyber Monday, August 4th. Save money, live better. Walmart.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Well, finally, after a weekend of no tap water for drinking, cooking, taking a bath, even brushing your teeth, people living in northwestern Ohio and southern Michigan, they're finally getting the all clear to go ahead and drink their tap water.
Drink the tap water. I bet there were some kids who were thrilled not to have to brush their teeth.
Right? Or take a bath, their shower. They're like, yes! Some moms, not so happy.
But I'll tell you, for most of us, the water back on, that was welcome news in Toledo, Ohio, where city officials made the announcement this morning after a weekend where people were told to stay away from the water. Chris Clackham was there as the announcement was made.
Nearly 500,000 people in Toledo, Ohio woke up Monday still without water, but by mid-morning all that changed for the better.
We are lifting in conjunction with the Ohio EPA the no drink advisory. Our water is safe.
The all clear on Toledo's water came after yet more testing late Sunday, where the results were just barely better and the mayor didn't want to risk it.
Go ahead and, you might want to run the tap a little bit. The water is fine.
Monday was the third day of the crisis that erupted Saturday after city officials detected a toxin in the water supply and warned residents not to use the tap for drinking, bathing, and even cooking. Residents quickly emptied store shelves of bottled water, and water distribution sites were open throughout the area. The governor declared a state of emergency, and the National Guard was called in to begin providing tens of thousands of gallons of water.
I appreciate all the donations of water, but if it lasts any longer, it might be a problem.
A problem researchers say started when sewage from treatment plants and fertilizer from farms streamed into Lake Erie, triggering an algae bloom near an intake valve that sends water to Toledo and more than a dozen surrounding communities. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Well, thank you, Chris. Now you may be asking, why couldn't they boil the water, like most cases in infected water supplies? Well, the people there couldn't boil because in this case, boiling would have made the toxin more concentrated and more harmful. Alex?
Thank you so much, Dave. We're actually going to start by taking a closer look at the typical location for this particular harmful algal bloom. And when we look at Lake Erie, we typically see this right in the central part of the lake. You can see Erie off towards the east, Toledo off towards the west, Cleveland just to the south and west of the typical location for this. But what we've seen right now is that location has shifted right over towards the Toledo area, and that's allowed that harmful algae to actually get into the water supply, with it being so close to that western side of the lake. Why, you might ask? Well, we've seen several successive fronts, and that's kept a persistent northerly flow over the area. And when you look at the setup of Lake Erie, you can see that northeasterly flow has helped to push that algal bloom from its normal location over towards the west side of the lake, so closer to the Toledo area. What we need to see, winds not out of the northeast. The good news is that as we look through the next several hours, in fact into tomorrow morning, we've got those winds generally out of the west and southwest. The only thing is they're not going to be particularly strong. We're talking 7 miles an hour through the afternoon, but they will be lightening up, even being calm through the overnight hours. So we're not going to see a real stiff wind to help move that out of the area, Dave, but at least we are seeing no winds out of that northeasterly direction that really helps to keep it trapped there. But you got to imagine for those folks, they are just glad they are drinking the water again. You forget how much you do with it until you can't use it, like electricity.
Drink, my friends. You know, it was a quiet start to the tropical season, but the quiet is over. Coming up, 3 big storms to talk about. 2 of them headed for the same area and are only days apart from each other. And here's a live look at Atlanta. We've seen a cooler summer than most when the days should be heating up. That forecast is coming up after this.
So, Duke, what do you think of our new Bush's Baked Beans video game?
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Okay, now pick up the specially cured bacon, hit it with the brown sugar. Now roll that beautiful bean footage. Yes! Bush's Baked Beans are slow cooked according to our secret family recipe for big flavor. High score! You get to put your name on the Wall of Fame. Whoa, game over.
Aw, you're no fun.
Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, still made from our secret family recipe.
Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, still made from our secret family recipe.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Attention! For a limited time only, you can own a Premier Care and Bathing walk-in bath or easy access shower for payments as low as $150 per month.
I wanted to live in my home, and Premier Care helped. I have never been more safe in my life.
Thousands of customers have made Premier Care and Bathing the leader in walk-in baths and easy access showers, and Premier Care has been commended by the Arthritis Foundation. Exclusive hydrovescent therapy uses thousands of tiny champagne-like air bubbles that improve circulation and ease aches and pains with the push of a button. Our Premier Care promise is backed by more than 25 years installation and service.
I love my Premier Care walk-in bath.
Call 1-800-510-6932 to get your free brochure today. Plus, for a limited time only, Premier Care and Bathing is offering payments as low as $150 per month. That's 1-800-510-6932.
Premier Bath is the best gift I ever gave to myself.
50 isn't 50 anymore. Join us as today celebrates Hoda's milestone.
Embrace this. Feel great about it.
If that's 50, I can't wait to get there.
From health and finances to love and family.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead. Big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance plans, it could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide.
I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
You'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. See why millions of people have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
866-2838 now. That's 1-855-266-2838.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with a thunderstorm. tonight. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It became a hurricane, classified as such, just 11 o'clock this morning. This is a look at Fort Myers Beach in Florida. Pretty light chop, maybe 1 or 2 feet. That's just about it. The weather not so hot though. We've had some heavy rain. Looks like the beach is wet there too. Down in Naples, Florida, we've had almost 6 inches of rain in the last 2.5 hours. Major flooding is going on there. So these are the tropics. This is where the atmosphere is juiced with moisture, and any shower that develops can put it down fast and heavy. Look at all the action in the tropics. Hurricane Bertha now off the east coast of the United States. Tropical storm Julio, Hurricane Iselle, and a new tropical depression, Geneviève, if we do the French way. Now here is the Hurricane Bertha. Now I just want you to see where it is relative to Florida and the Bahamas. You see all the heavy rain that's taking place in South Florida. That has nothing to do with the hurricane. The hurricane is safely offshore. Nice weather here in the central and southern Bahamas. Turks and the Caicos looking good. Hurricane Bertha is a minimal Category 1 at 80 miles an hour. It's moving north at 17 miles an hour, which keeps it well offshore of Florida and Georgia and the South Carolina beaches. And this is forecast to move north-northeast and then finally northeast and stay even further away from the northeast part of the United States. What this is doing, however, is churning up the ocean. And that can cause some heavy surf here along the coast. All the way up to Ocean City, Maryland, there is moderate risk for rip currents the next couple of days. There it is. This hurricane will get no closer to the United States because there is a brick wall weather-wise. All this stuff moving that way, that's eventually what Bertha is going to do. Move that way. Okay, so once this is out of here and the ocean begins to wind down and quiet down, it'll be a lot safer for swimming later on this week. Check with the Beach Patrol, would you? Hurricane Bertha not expected to get any stronger than it is now. Still a hurricane on Tuesday evening, and then slowly weakening to a strong tropical storm as it moves well offshore of Cape Cod and maybe even of Newfoundland here in Canada, south of Greenland by the time Friday gets here. So that is Bertha. Now here we are in the Pacific. Holy smoke. Even from there, you can see the eye of Hurricane Iselle. That is one powerful hurricane. Look at the winds on that. 140, pressure way down, 947, and it's moving to the west. What's west of Iselle? Hawaii. And it could be there as soon as Thursday evening. We'll keep you posted. A weakening trend is forecast due to the fact that it's going to be moving over slightly cooler water. And then to the east of Iselle is Tropical Storm Julio. Forecast to be a hurricane. Where is it headed? West at 13. What's in line? Perhaps Hawaii. That would be early next week. That's a wrap on the tropics. Lots happening there. No threat to the U.S. Back to you, Alex.
All right, Dave, we're going to bring it back to the mainland. We're going to take you to Dallas, where things are heating up, nearing 90 degrees there in the area. And that's going to be the story as we go through the middle part of the week. The heat. Because you know what? It's on for the Southern Plains. We are feeling like August. Average high for Dallas, 97. Tomorrow and Wednesday, just below, if not at the mark, but we're going triple digits Thursday and Friday. So even through the end of the week, we are going to keep that high heat in play. Right now, 90 in Jackson, 91 Dallas, 92 San Antonio, 93 in Birmingham. Low 80s over towards the New Orleans area. So they're one of the spots that has escaped the higher heat. Upper high pressure expanding east. That's keeping the high heat into places like Oklahoma, like Texas, as that jet stream stays well off towards the north. So the highs tomorrow, 92 Houston, 95 in Dallas. On Wednesday, that's when we're going triple digits for San Angelo, 96 in Oklahoma City. And on Thursday, Dallas gets in on those triple digits, 95 in Wichita. Dave.
Now that's more like summer, Alex. Thank you. Well, the western part of the country needed rain, but not like this. A devastating downpour that became too much, too fast. An update on the deadly mudslide in California. And who else is on flood alert in the West?
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Jesse?
Let's tackle this with a splash of style. Let's do modest budget, major makeover. Then enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, these vanities start at just $189. Did you lose the lid for those leftovers? That one's too big. This one's too small. Introducing Mr. Lid, the one and only container with an attached lid. Neat and clean and totally green. The secret is the patented lid design with the seal-safe hinge. Not available on any other container anywhere. Air and bacteria spoil food. Nasty and a waste of money. Durable Mr. Lid is airtight. The seal-safe hinge locks in freshness, so food lasts longer. That's a waste of space, but with Mr. Lid, it's like having an extra cabinet. Look, this container fell. It's a disaster, but drop Mr. Lid and it stays perfectly sealed. BPA-free, Mr. Lid is microwave and dishwasher safe. Plus, it's non-toxic, and it's great for packing the little one's lunch. The lid never gets lost. Bring it to parties for chips and dip. In the garage, store nuts and bolts. Keep Fido's food fresh. Store toys for the boys or arts and crafts. Stop spending hundreds of dollars buying flimsy containers and countless hours searching for lost lids. Now, through this special TV offer, you get 4 small, 2 medium, 2 large, and 2 extra large Mr. Lids with attached lids, all for just $10. But wait, call right now and get a second set free. Just pay separate processing. Mr. Lid also comes with an ironclad 100% satisfaction guarantee. Try it for 60 days. If you don't absolutely love it, send it back. You get it all. 20 Mr. Lids with attached lids and the satisfaction guarantee. An $80 value, all for just $10. Also, ask about the supersized value set, which includes the salad container with the spill-proof snap-in cup. Perfect for on the go. What would you rather have, this or this? For the one and only container with an attached lid, call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-516-0072. That's 1-800-516-0072. Or go to MrLid.com.
This summer, save your Monday nights. The Coast Guard is back.
Look off to your starboard side.
And you can only find them on the Weather Channel. Tonight at 9.
Oh, God. Is that a sailboat high and dry over there? Oh, yeah.
The all-new season continues. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Tonight at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain, 90%. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain, 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
The Atlantic now has its second hurricane of the season. Bertha strengthened it with Category 1 earlier today as it continues to move toward the East Coast. But the track forecast still keeps it well off the coast of the Carolinas.
That is some good news. Eventually going to make that turn off towards the northeast and stay away from us. But you know, Dave, the last time the first two storms both reached hurricane strength, 1992, when we had, you might remember, Andrew and then Bonnie.
And that was late in the season, too. Andrew was like late August. Hey, thanks for joining us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We want to get an in-depth look now at all that surge in activity in the tropics, because it's not just the Atlantic.
That's right. Senior hurricane specialist Brian Norcross, he is here with us, and he shows us the very unusual developments off the horizon of Hawaii.
And Dave and Alex, you're exactly right. Andrew was August 24th, and Bonnie, I think, was the 17th of September. So 1992, a very, very slow year. And 1992 was the last year that a really strong hurricane hit Hawaii. As a matter of fact, the worst hurricane in the history of Hawaii hit Kauai. Hurricane Iniki hit that year as well. So this is a whole different situation. We'll have a lot more on the track of Iniki and all coming up in the Tropical Update. But let's get right to the Pacific here, because I want to bring you up to date on what's going on with the first one, which is the superstorm Iselle, with 140-mile-an-hour winds was the estimate as of the 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern time advisory. But since then, if anything, it looks like it's stronger on the satellite. The pressure, 947 millibars, is the estimate. These are both these numbers are just estimates by the National Hurricane Center based on satellite estimates by other agencies in NOAA, and it's moving fairly slowly off to the west at 10 miles per hour. Let's look close up. You see this spectacularly well-formed storm. When you see a storm that looks like this, very round like this, like a donut, we call that an annular hurricane. And annular hurricanes very often weaken more slowly because they have their own kind of environment with them. But it is running into dry air here, and indeed this storm is forecast to weaken as it moves toward Hawaii. But it is a spectacular storm right now. Here's the track, and here is the estimate from the Hurricane Center on the intensity. You see they're calling for a little weaker. This was as of, again, the 11 o'clock Eastern time advisory, calling for this weakening, but we'll see in the next advisory if, because it looks so strong and annular now, if they bump up these numbers a little bit. But dropping off to 90 miles per hour plus or minus on Wednesday, and then weakening to tropical storm strength is this thinking when it gets to the islands early Friday morning and through the weekend. Takes about a day to get on across the islands, whether it goes south or it goes north or it goes right over. That, of course, remains to be seen. All right, now the other storm. This is Julio, and this is about 1,000 miles behind the Iselle. And by the way, because 1,000 miles apart, they're not interacting meteorologically. Usually about 800 or 900 miles, they have to be that close before they start affecting each other. So right now they're working independently. You see it's not as well developed. Indeed, the National Hurricane Center estimating this at tropical storm strength, only 45 miles per hour. But it's going to move into the same favorable environment that Iselle is in right now. And so it's forecast to strengthen. In fact, it may benefit from Iselle because it may very well use some of the moisture from Iselle. And we'll show you more on that here in just one second. But first of all, look at the water temperatures in these two tracks. So two things to notice here. This is the cool water. So if cool water gets involved, that's going to encourage weakening on these systems. Right now, Julio forecasts more likely to stay a little south. But if it goes over Iselle's track, Iselle will stir up some cool water. So it's called a wake, and that would cause some weakening of Julio. But there's another factor, not just the ocean underneath, it's the moisture in the atmosphere. And here we're looking at atmospheric moisture. The green and yellow is dry, so dry is unfavorable to our two systems. Watch as we move here now toward Hawaii, going through Wednesday, into Thursday, and toward Friday. So this is late on Thursday. And notice that the dry has wrapped all the way around Iselle here, and it just has a smaller pocket of moist air. Notice Julio back here has a bigger pocket of moisture. Now watch as it goes through Friday into the weekend. weekend, notice the dry air doesn't look as strong. It's not as bright yellow here, and there's a bigger pocket of moisture with Julio. So Isel may well moisten the atmosphere for Julio, but it may weaken it because of the cool air, cool water underneath. So it's a very complicated situation. Bottom line is both storms pose some threat to Hawaii later on in the week. More coming up in the Tropical Update. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Brian. We want to take it down to Naples, Florida, where we have seen some major flooding going on. A Twitter photo from the Naples area. This from Dylan White. In some places, looks like the only way you're traveling these roads is boat instead of car. And, you know, a lot of the southeast is seeing the rain showers and thunderstorms, and we're going to keep those through the late part of the week. Yeah, that's right. It's only Monday, and we're still talking about more rain. It's been a soaker over the past week. You can see parts of eastern North Carolina around Charleston, and then back into the upstate of South Carolina, Anderson to Greenville, up towards the Charlotte area. They have been deluged with heavy rainfall. Flood alerts continue for parts of eastern North Carolina. That is a flood watch, as we are going to see more rain, more thunderstorms. At this point, parts of the Cape seeing some light rain, some of the heavier rain still off towards the south and east. So out over the Atlantic, same story down around Charleston and Savannah. You've got showers in the area, but the heaviest stuff off towards the east. Around Jacksonville, we've got rain, and then through parts of Florida, it has been pouring. Naples, you're seeing at least some moderate rainfall right now. You can see some heavier rain just off to the west and up around the Fort Myers area as well. Through midweek, we've got a stalled frontal boundary, moist flow moving over the region, and then into late week, another cold front approaches. So bottom line, Dave, you got to be on the lookout for more showers and thunderstorms through most of this week.
And we've had problems in the west from that very thing, Alex. This is a very serious situation in California. Relentless rain sent mud and debris flowing down a mountain. Now, the National Weather Service said the storms dumped as much as 3.5 inches to the mountain area above Oak Glen, California.